What's up everyone, Mike here from The Art of Guitar, here with a quick little tip that seems to help a lot of people. A lot of my students really find value in this because at first they just know one or two scale shapes and they want to know what they can do with it. So if you know this little tiny, I know it sounds like clickbait, but little trick, you can actually play over any key, whether it's major or minor. Okay, so we're going to start off with this shape that a lot of people know right off the bat. Usually you learn this in the first, couple of weeks of guitar lessons, or you just jump online and learn it. But what we have is the minor pentatonic shape that you know of as minor pentatonic most likely, if you're just starting out. So we're going to be here at the 7th fret of the 6th string. So it's B, and we're just going to go up this shape here. If you're not familiar with it, we'll put the shape up on the screen so you can see what it looks like. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that that shape is minor pentatonic, but it can easily be morphed into major pentatonic with just a different way of looking at it and a different starting point. So we'll get to that in a second, okay? Let's go ahead and one more time look at the starting point for the minor pentatonic scale. I'm going to really highlight this on the graphic on the screen. So if you start here, then the shape is considered minor pentatonic. Here's what we have. Okay, that's the first octave of it. The next octave. And then we also have the added additional extended note there, backwards. So, over a backing track, I'll just play the scale. I'll noodle around a little bit, but you'll get the idea of the sound, okay? So it would be something like... So that's pretty typical sounding. If you're playing over the top of a minor sounding progression, which that was, we just used the minor pentatonic shape. So here's where it gets a little bit weird. The same shape can also be used, like I said, as major pentatonic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to a different key just so there's no confusion right now. Let's go to the key of A major, okay? Check it out. We have A. And then as you climb up, you're actually creating the A major pentatonic. I always say on the main teaching site that it always sounds like My Girl if you play it correctly. So major pentatonic sounds like My Girl. Little way to remember it, okay? So let's keep going up. See, it's the same shape. Now you might be wondering about this note right here, in this case F sharp. You can hit it, but you don't want to start there. You don't want to think like that. You want to think of it as starting from the A because the progression is an A major. But you can go down and use that note if you want to, because it's in other parts of that scale as well. So let's go ahead and start with our pinky, use the same shape as we did earlier, but now we're going to hear it in a major pentatonic context. Here we go. Okay, so it has a really good sound to it when you do that. So let's go ahead and do something a little bit more ambiguous. So we'll do like a funk type thing, and like a over E7 chord. Kind of a Purple Hazy type sound. And I'm going to go ahead and switch now between the two worlds, major pentatonic and minor pentatonic. So let's sort of figure this out together. If we were to play over E7, and we have our choice whether to do major pentatonic or minor pentatonic. If I wanted to do minor pentatonic, you got to tell me which finger I would start on, okay? Hopefully you guys are saying the first finger. So if I take my index finger and move it all the way to the E, in this case it's going to be the 12th fret. We're just going to play it way up here. And you play the shape from there. Okay, there's your E minor pentatonic. Here's how it's going to sound over this backing track. Okay, so I threw in a couple extra little notes. Like you can easily convert this to a blues scale if you want to. We teach that on the site as well. So a lot of you guys will probably like the sound of that, but sometimes doing the major pentatonic in a funky blues situation can actually be pretty cool. So this is one of those cases where you can go either way. So this is what that scale would sound like over the top of the exact same backing track, okay? So now we're going to place our pinky on the double dots and go this direction, creating E major pentatonic. Here's the sound of it just playing the scale. It's hard to describe, but it's a little bit more of a friendly, optimistic sound versus the real bluesy minor pentatonic. So sometimes that major pentatonic could really make it sound kind of unique. I call it kind of the Steely Dan effect, where you've got some real funky thing going on in the background and you're putting a little bit of a major twist on it. Gives it, like I said, a little bit of more of a friendly feel. So I'm going to jump back and forth between the two, so now you can compare them, okay? So minor pentatonic, major pentatonic. So that makes people go, well, why not just do both? That's what I usually do. I try to jump between both worlds if I can, depending on the situation. So that's the magic of this form, is you could use it anywhere as long as you know the key of the song, and then go ahead and decide whether it's a major type sound you're going for or a minor type of a sound you're going for, or both, and see if you can make this shape work for you. I know it's very useful for beginning soloists to at least know this trick, just so that they can get through certain situations where usually they're not very comfortable soloing, but at least now they're going to have a starting point. Of course, from there, you can cover the entire neck, if you know all the 5 shapes of the scales, which we do teach on the site. But for right now, even with that one shape, you could play so many different styles and different solos with it. So try to run with it and see if it works for you, and hopefully it helped you guys out. Okay, take care. See ya.